Hello students, good morning all of you. Today I Rabindra Mohan Misra from Sri Jagdamba Sanskrit College Batho am taking the class of Shastri II. Yesterday we have seen the summary of the novel The Old Man and the She. Today we see the theme of the novel The Old Man and the She. The Old Man and the She is a story that celebrates a strength, wisdom, and above all, friendship. We learn about the hardships Santiago faces as an aging fisherman who struggles through repeated streaks of bad luck. The plot of the story focuses on his journey out to sea after going 84 days without catching any fish. The old fisherman faces a struggle after a struggle but refuses to be defeated. The idea of a strength, a struggle, and suffering that emerged during his journey help emphasize the importance of the friendship between Santiago and his young friend Manolin, who has who he has been teaching to fish since the boy was only 5 years old. In this lesson, we will take a closer look at that friendship and discuss how, even when the men were not together, their connection played an important role in the story. While very different in age and upbringing, the two main characters of the story share a deep bond. This is apparent in the sincere sadness Melonin, who is now a young man, feels when his parents tell him he can no longer fish with Santiago because of the older fisherman's lack of success. Despite the bad luck his older friend is facing, Manolin believes Santiago can teach him more about being a successful fisherman than anyone else can. The years the two men have spent fishing together have led to a strong friendship that ends up becoming very important to both them and the story. Each day, Manolin continue to visit and help his friend even though they no longer fish together. Manolin treasures the skills and mentoring he has gained from Santiago, so he constantly seek out ways to help support his older friend with food, clothing, or labor. It is difficult for Melorin to see his friend suffer and struggle, especially when he knows he can help to appease his young friend. Santiago accepts a small offer of assistance while at the same time reassuring Manolin that there is no reason to worry about his abilities on the water. Regardless of Santiago's resolution, Malorin finds it extremely difficult to see his friend come to shore each day empty handed, since he longs to fish with his friend once again. Manolin continues to plan for ways to improve Santiago's luck on the water. While out at sea, Santiago wishes for Melorin's presence on numerous occasions. These external wishes for Melorin's company demonstrates not only how much the friendship means to Santiago, but also how much he needs that friendship during times of struggle. From the very first paragraph of the novel, Santiago is characterized as someone struggling against defeat. He has gone 84 days without catching a fish. He becomes hopeless. He will soon pass his own record of 87 days, almost as a reminder of Santiago's struggle. The shell of his escape resembles the flag of permanent defeat, but the old man refuses defeat at every turn. He resolves to sail out beyond the other fishermen to where the biggest fish promise to be. He lands the marlin, tying his record of 87 days after a brutal 38 fight, 33-day fight, and he continues to ward off sharks from stealing his prey, even though he knows the battle is useless. Because Santiago is pitted against the creatures of the sea, some readers choose to view the tale as a chronicle of man's battle against the natural world, but the novella is more accurately the story of man's place within nature. Both Santiago and the Merlin display qualities of pride, honor, and bravery, and both are subject to the same eternal law. They must kill or be killed, as Santiago reflects when he watches the weary warbler fly towards shore, where it will inevitably meet the hawk. The world is filled with predators, and no living things can escape the inevitable struggle that will lead to its death. Santiago lives according to his own observation. In Hemingway's portrait of the world, death is inevitable, but the waste men and animals will nonetheless refuse to give in to its power. Accordingly, man and fish will struggle to the death just as a hungry shark will lay waste to an old man's trophy catch. In this way, the novel suggests that it is possible to transcend this natural law. In fact, the very inevitability of destruction creates the terms that allow a worthy man or beast to transcend it. It is precisely through the effort to battle the inevitable that a man can prove himself. Indeed, a man can prove this determination over and over through the worthiness of the opponents he chooses to face. Santiago finds the Merlin worthy of a fight, just as he once found the great Negro of Sanfuge worthy. His admiration for these opponents brings love and respect into an equation with death, as their destruction becomes a point of honor and bravery that confirms Santiago's heroic qualities. One might characterize the equation as the working out of the statement: because I love you, I have to kill you. Alternately, one might draw a parallel to the poet John Keats and his insistence that beauty can only be comprehended in the moment before death, as beauty bows to destruction. Santiago, though destroyed at the end of the novella, is never defeated. Instead, he emerges as a hero. Santiago's struggle does not enable him to change man's place in the world. Rather, it enables him to meet his most dignified destiny. Thus, it is very remarkable to pinpoint the theme of friendship in the poem, in the novel, The Old Man and the Sea.